Hello everyone and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while, I took a little bit of a hiatus and to be quite honest I think it's probably a good thing. Oh sorry, my cat's already jumping up trying to get my attention instead of doing this recording stuff, but you know what? I've got a game for you guys today and 2v2 on Paddy Field. I'm teamed up with a veritable one-thir-one against Nicola81 and Gradius, and this is one of the openers of all time from the Red 4 teams. There's Yak 38, that's Napalm coming down. Seed Plane right there, going after my tracked rapiers, gets 1 and 2, and I'm at the mercy of that and a 27M. Just lots and lots and lots of stuff in the air here from Nicola, and even I think a little bit of the plane support was from Gradius as well. No, mostly Nicola. And here's the thing, there's Nicola, there's a 27M, there's all this stuff. There's very little for Nicola81 right now on the ground. He's basically trying to get me to surrender right here, is usually how the strategy goes. And if I don't, then he wants to have taken enough bites out of my units where I can't really recover, and he'll start buying on the ground, and he'll start buying on the ground right into Bravo because I can't get up that far. So Stormer HVM did alright, Tornado F2 trying to screen this out a little too late, and quite frankly, Wonth did amazing this game. It was a lot of fun to watch, it was a lot of fun to be on that same team, and that F-15J comes in and makes this a little bit less catastrophic. So, meanwhile, on this side there's Gradius playing for red and one-thir-one playing for blue, and I was really impressed by this. So, T-72BU and TLBV, but these guys here, this is a triangle push that is not well organized. So if we look at it from the perspective of Gradius here, just the visible units anyway, everything here, Motostroke E90, these MTLBVs, all this, is going to get shot cost effectively by the Blue 4 team because, well, there's no big fire support that can shoot in. That BU needs to be moving up basically where the Strela is right now in order to start taking those shots, and he's not able to do it. So we have now got a couple of planes in the air trying to handle this sort of stuff. Spetsnaz grew over on this side, and I do lose the Stormer HVM, but you know what? Because we weren't deterred, we actually have a pretty forward presence here. Warrior 90s have hilarious front armor, much more, well, not hilarious, but certainly much more than I think most people realize at 6, and we're getting a fair number of kills here. So really the biggest issue is we need to solve the Spetsnaz crew, and then frankly this position in Bravo is fine, this position in Golf is fine, a little bit not great. 25T did get a nice kill there, we're going after it, and I don't know about the Tornado F2. I'm curious what you guys think about it. I've tried it, I don't love it, I don't hate it. It seems kind of underwhelming, but I was thinking about trying the F3. So we have a Fox. This is just, I mean, look, anybody who did a reasonable opener, this Fox would not have gotten anywhere close, and the fact that it scores even 2 points of damage on Nicola is just, I think it was quite goofy. So, another thing too, we have base defense. This is the other reason I wanted to show you guys this game, because it really felt to me, so, I mean, cheese gets a bad rap in this game, and people will lose and they'll say, ah, you cheesed me, you cheesed me, you cheesed me, and sometimes no, you just get outplayed. I had a moment like that, like a month and a half ago, where I was kind of complaining about it, and, well, really the answer was I didn't have enough anti-air, and my opponent realized that and exploited it, but in a straightforward manner. However, if you go too hard into that sort of thing, it will cost you the game. So for all of Red's just crazy opener with the Aquila, the KA-52, 3 planes, including Seed, including a 200-point plane there as well, what did it gain them? Really, what did it gain them on the ground? Because the answer is not much right now. So 27M, and this is an interesting choice. So this guy's chasing me, I'm running back toward my own air spawn, we're going to turn around, 2 tornadoes right here, and smart play, evac ordered there, but we still are probably going to pick up the Yak, and quite frankly, that's alright, that's fine. I don't mind losing some territorials, and with how this is going, that's most of what we're going to buy. The bigger issue is this. So at the time, I didn't quite see this was going on until right about now, and I've already been calling in more stuff for it over here, but this as well, and this is Gradius' stuff, right? So he's supposed to be fighting over here, and he's not. But he's not, because he's splitting his attention to micro things on the other side of the map, and in so doing he's not making best use of his BU, not making best use of his other tools, and he's going to lose a Strela 10M for nothing. So this is the sort of stuff where, I mean, there needs to be smoke here, there needs to be actually good micro for this, but these units just started moving, and that's because Gradius is over here, not over there. By the way, this fellow does tend to use a fair amount of cheese if you do run into him. At least the sort of, well, you know what? Why spoil the ending? So we have Ajala, we have BTR 70s, all this stuff just intercepted by a couple of Fusiliers. And by the way, I'm playing UK mech because I think it's funny in team games. It's a lot of fun. You'll get really good mileage out of the Aver in UK mech compared to really any other option. And I don't know, it's always nice to see units that are maybe a little bit not quite so good get some really good use. So I have a lot of fun with it. But we wrap that up. Link's AH7 20mm is going to be just going back here to make sure there's nothing else. But honestly, even with the additional buys, that was at least even, maybe even in our favor here. So really not the end of the day, not the end of the world. Challenger 1 Mark 1 on this side, we have most of Golf under good control, and yeah, between the Avers, the Warriors, the Fusiliers, Spetsnaz crew are dead, and now we have a nice position in Bravo finally. 25T is going to be going down there, and this is, you know, 6 minutes in, not even 7, not even 6.5, and we have a really dominant position here. So I think this was really a case of, you know, play the game more straightforward, and sometimes it does have benefits, right? Even if you get walloped in Charlie like I did at the start right there, you have a good teammate, he's playing sensibly, you're playing sensibly, and you can recover from it without really feeling the full effects as they were intended by the people who were doing the, you know, maybe 120 points on the ground sort of stuff. So unfortunate pickup there with that seed plane, and I guess that is always, it's sort of the weird feedback loop, right? If my opponent is playing heavy into air, well, I want the best anti-air. The best anti-air is usually radar. I buy that, I don't micro it, I lose that. Now I'm at even more of a points disadvantage. It can be a little bit rough, and it can be very rough deciding when to do that. But for here, I think we have a lot of fighter cover as well, and that's certainly going to be a good option. So buying a CV for Foxtrot, we're up 110 to 0, and just looking to really double and triple down on that, because there's really no reason I can't buy one for Bravo pretty soon as well. There's not much reason we can't buy one for Golf here. And I think, you know, that is a win on its own. But against players like this, when you see silence, when you see nothing, it is time to start thinking. So I buy a Charlie Marksman. One and I were in voice, we're talking about this. We're going to get a couple of K263s and a Charlie Marksman just to make sure that Echo is safe. And that's mostly because they could be holding up for a big offensive into Golf, a big offensive into Bravo maybe, but it didn't seem like that was really the case. And they're not surrendering, so they're clearly doing something, and oftentimes when you push this far in, the other team will surrender. So it was sort of a, let's look at what happened so far, and let's look at the fact that they're not surrendering, and just think to ourselves, okay, these guys are probably going to do something that we will not be super thrilled about. So let's go speed 2 through it as we do sort of just jockey for position here a little bit more. And there's, okay, 1, 2, 3, there's a K52 again. And my 4 AVs aren't really the most threatening thing or anywhere approaching it. But this still isn't as many points as we should be seeing from how long they've had to build up. Because keep in mind, it's 105 points per minute per person, so 210 points total. And it has not come out onto the board. Even assuming it was a new K52, which I don't think it was, then it's still not quite that much. So there's the Kula buy from Nicola, there's MI8 MTV, and once was just sort of going, okay, well, let's go up here, and I definitely agree with this. Jeez. Is that my mark? Yeah. It was a little goofy. Go Humvee go and all that, but yeah, I mean, we don't really expect this to accomplish much. It's more of just, we'll figure out what there is, we'll make Red 4 respond to it. I think Gradius might have... No, he hasn't surrendered yet. He does before his teammate, but yeah, I mean, if you can get up into Hotel from our side of the board, it's just over, right? How does Red deal with this? I mean, okay, that's how they deal with this, but you know what I mean. If you have actual infantry and support up here and all of that, Hotel's just gone. And at that point, you're going to be taking +5, +7, plus whatever it is right there. By the way, goofy decision. Nice micro with the Akula. Actually, was this even microed? I thought he landed because, as we're about to see... Oh yeah, he did land. Good. He landed right as my tornadoes would have come in and let loose with those air-to-airs. But, alas. Not the best of trades for me. Still, I mean, at this point, we're just gonna throw some SAS in here, we're gonna figure out what we can do, and the base defense hasn't yet been necessary, but that doesn't mean it won't be. So let's go ahead and see. Yep, here it is. This is really the last thing I want to show you. After this, it was a bit of a grind fest for the 10 minutes or so, but yeah, look at this. 1, 2, 3, Mi-24 VP, and that's not even the best part. This is a CV Hilo, and it's loaded, and this is part of why, I mean, I had to make this the first video back. We'll have some ranked games. I've been learning a lot of Moto stuff from LordPie. I tried DGC, didn't really work out too well, but, I mean, just look at this, man. 1, 2, 3 Mi-24 VPs, and so confident that this would work, so desperate to win this game, that they're looking for a counter cap or a full-on cap, right? So the way this is supposed to work, if the Challenger Marksman dies, which it nearly did, those VPs keep going in, they kill the HQ section, Red 4 unloads on this side, and then we're toast, because they have a spawn there, they have a spawn here, we have nothing, we have really no forces back here to move in and take it, but this is why we buy base defense, Challenger Marksman, with the win there for us practically. And that's going to be all we've got for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll probably have a second short video today. I've got some longer ones coming up this upcoming week, and tomorrow, starting with all that. It's good to be back. I think it will be a much less stressful thing than if I had kept going for the last week or so when I was really just not in the right headspace for it. So, sometimes you gotta recognize that, do a couple of things to fix it, and come back with a good attitude, which is what I'm hoping we can do. And, I'll see you guys real soon.